Hello, friends! And welcome back to Let's Dig Into That, where we embrace the mess, indulge the subversive, celebrate the struggle, and shake the friggin' shame.
All of it.
Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited. And of course, who am I here with?
Me.
Who do I do this with every single time? She's fuzzy. She's funny. She's fierce. So get loud and let me hear your cheers. It's Jordan, everybody!
And the crowd goes, what? She's fuzzy. He ain't wrong.
Hey, you talk about a lot.
I am here with my virtuous dude in a manatee mood. And so, yeah, it's all about floating away some shame.
I want to float.
I want to float. The desire is real.
Favorite leisure activity.
Okay, so we are blessed to be surrounded by really interesting, funny, dynamic, witty, crazy characters abound in our little orbit. And I had a conversation last night with a girlfriend that I shared later with JT, and we are now bringing to the couch because I want to talk. Okay, I'm going to open with the punchline of the story, which is this sweet, darling, dear friend of mine. Her grandma is out there dating.
Oh,
and I am
nasty.
Freaky. And yes,
good for her.
Confirmation on the, and I think
talking about it.
Yeah, we have been talking about it. But anyway, my dear friend reminds Grandma, hey, when you shave those legs, don't forget that big toe. And I just found that so charming and loving, and that's like chicks looking out for chicks. And then I thought, oh, God damn it. Like, where have we gone awry that you are in your mid-80s and you're like, I still have to think about that big old, I shaved my big toe.
I've never noticed hair on a girl's toe.
That's because culturally we're keeping them clean, apparently. So we are in no way qualified to discuss the topic of vanity, but I think that's our wheelhouse.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a wonderful topic to sort of figure out how it comes about, like, what is good? What is bad?
Because your response was so, if you don't recall exactly what you said, like, is she doing that for her feet, or for him?
Right.
To, like, appreciate about her feet. And it's a really good question. Like, who we getting primped for? Is vanity a good thing we've just allowed to get misconstrued, or is it bad? Let's dig into it, man.
Let's do it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because you vain as hell.
What?
I'm just...
What? Where does this come from?
Not prepared.
This is the guy with the cut-off sleeves and mullet. I don't understand.
Yes, true. Not in the current moment. You are having a good hair day. But I will say, you do take what I would consider a healthy pride in your appearance. But
that means a lot. Thank you.
Yes, I'm grateful for that. It took me a while to realize how much power my feedback has. Because if I don't give it's going to come up, I have a feeling today, but if we had a 1 to 10 and JT has prepared himself for his day to go kick this day in the face. And he's like, I'm going to come up here. If I don't give him a 9 or 10, like, oh, damn, you're looking great, there's a really good chance he changes.
Yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. Mm-hmm. But this goes back to my, where is the line on...
We should probably clarify.
Becoming vain? Well, I don't care what other people in the world think. Your opinion matters most to me. And so that's a hard example.
Don't worry, I'm giving him the look that, we all know you care a little bit, because we all do. But you're right. The value of my words.
Your opinion matters so much more than anyone else, because you're my partner. Looking good in your eyes means something to me.
Yes.
But when it's everyone else's eyes as well, I think people can get in a lot of trouble with vanity.
Okay.
And
so he went hard no, I'm not vain. Now he's going slippery slope.
I think we're all vain, but I think some vanity in your life is a good thing sometimes.
Yes.
I also this all comes down to internal and external validation, in my opinion. Where are we validating ourselves, our feelings, and our emotions? And external validation gets so much hate. And I just want to go on the record that external validation, we learn to speak by watching other people do it. Everything in our lives from birth is we watched and now we do. And then we grow up to be wow, I hate external validation. We all need it, crave it, and have to have some of it. So I'm not trying to be I think vanity is a good thing. but some of it is. And some of where this stuff fills your cup is a good thing too. And so I want to talk more about like...
Yeah, I'm going to need you to take a stance today. I'm going to need you to muster up some energy. So punchline is you got no sleep after the big toe with grandma conversation. No, I appreciate it. I feel like you did jump into the deep end of kind of the punchline of does vanity only exist with proof or reinforcement coming from the outside? Does vanity exist in the woods?
Well, see, I don't know, and that's what I want to discuss. And
okay.
so I wasn't.
Should I define
it? Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I'm not trying to jump into the meat. I just was sort of like throwing out a thesis statement of, hey, I'm curious on how much of this is good, how much of it's bad, where's the line, and let's figure this out together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, because I do think it was a hard no. That you're like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not vain like that. But if you asked me, like, Jordan, are you vain? I'd be like, of course I am. Huh. Like, I am an American female, and I feel like this since we have cherished these beautiful matriarchs and grandmas. My grandma, I believe the folklore goes, she had 2 teeth. Dental work that needed to be done, and that space was going to be there momentarily until like maybe
she was going to have a gap.
I was not present. This was prior to my time. She had all of her upper teeth pulled, dentures put in, and I believe I was there when she was like, oh yeah, vanity. I wasn't going to walk around with holes in my face. Like absolutely, and was proud to attribute it to, it is important to me to be put together. She carried the pocketbook that matched the shoes, and I love that for her. And so I would proudly own it as a generational honor of like, of course I am. I would never. And my mom and her matching skivvies, like that's is that for you? And so I think you're right. Big topic, external validation. Who do we do it for?
Right.
Whose looking at our feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about that definition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for our intents and purposes here, I think we'll discuss vanity as like excessive pride or admiration in one's own appearance or achievements.
Okay.
So like conceit.
Okay, I was going to say, that sounds more like being conceited.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so they're closely related.
Where you could almost, this is being pretty liberal here on the definition, say that your self-worth is defined or valued by that external validation.
Okay.
That it is based on, but you're pumping yourself up, and sometimes at the expense of one's genuine self-worth and connection with others.
Wow. See, that's what we're talking about always. So vanity can be a deterrent from finding your authentic self and connecting with others. Ooh.
So you loosely said, like, where does this come from moments ago?
Yeah.
Like, how did we all get here? And I'm mentioning the big smile and the dentures I can't remember my first memory of being told that I was cute or being admired for my looks.
But see, we all
Then my eyebrows came in. And then it took a quick turn to orangutan. And so, yeah, we'll get into all of our insecurities. I'm willing to bear all in this shame combo. So here we go.
I think that the question of where it comes from is a really interesting one, because I'm sitting here thinking about, like in my life, my initial thought obviously is insecurities.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you can't present as your authentic self because you're
You don't know what that is yet, maybe.
Could be that. I mean, that's a big deal. Like when I was a kid growing up, if you didn't have the brand name stuff, you got made fun of and like.
I'm sure our love ninjas can relate. Whatever your generation, like I'm having like a Doc Martens flashback.
Oh yeah,
that being a big deal.
Nike's on your feet. Nike's on your feet.
There you go.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
You really fell hard for that one. You're still I did. Yeah,
I did. Yeah,
chalk up 1 point for Vanity and JT.
Fault. It's Coach Prime's fault. But yeah, I think with the vanity aspect of it, you're talking about the validation, and that's what I think is maybe one of the scariest parts of vanity. Is we just inside the definition, it can be detrimental to your authentic self and connections with other people.
Yes.
However, it is reinforced with positivity. If you go out looking good, and you're constantly worried about your appearance and you're focused on your accomplishments and everyone's like, kudos to your accomplishments and man, you look awesome. What a slippery slope. Like that's terrifying. Like we know that this is a detrimental factor in our lives, but it's positively reinforced. Mm-hmm. That's terrifying to me.
Yeah.
That's
got a group meeting written all
exactly.
over it.
That means a pattern break, like immediately. Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
And so what is like when you look in the mirror, like what is the first thing you notice about yourself? I'm going to try to track this back. Maybe,
oh, man. You're going to make me vain. That's what's
oh, honey, you were already there. I'm just here to prove my point. No, I'm not against, again, we will continue, I think, pride of appearance and vanity. Yeah. But boy, does this man got a cute little mirror flex. You do.
I have a mirror face. Yeah. And I would argue that we probably all do.
Sure.
But yeah,
unless you're
I don't hide mine very well. And I'll be honest, I've struggled with body weight stuff my entire life. We were just talking, I lost 75 pounds and like 3 people noticed. I carry weight well. But
okay, I think it's an exaggeration, but he might not. But yes, okay. Compliments about it.
It's an exaggeration, but my mirror, it is a vain aspect of it. But when I look in the mirror, I'm looking at my face. And I'm not looking for like smudges or boogies. I'm looking to see if I can see my jaw muscle.
So you
see if I've put on, I turn profile.
Okay.
And I clench my jaw to see if I can still see the muscle.
If you got bloat face.
Exactly. To see how bloated my face is. That's what I'm looking at in the mirror every single time. I'll do it in the car window.
Yes.
That's what I'm worried about is like, have I gained weight? Can I still see the muscle in my jawline?
In the last 45 minutes.
I can put on 15 minutes and 20 minutes, or 15 pounds and 20 minutes. All right?
I liked both lines. I thought that was good. But so I am curious, is your criticism on yourself equal to the praise? How often are you going like, oh, damn, still got it? Or it sounds set up for, I'm going to look at this perhaps my most insecure, like, am I feeling fat in my face? And we've all retained some water. Like and you notice it when you look at pictures from, a couple years, and you're like, oh, dang, whether good, bad, or otherwise. I've had that experience many times.
You're just doing a really good job of pointing out the ways that I'm vain. I can't stand looking at pictures of myself. I hate it.
You don't care. No, I don't know. I don't love it either.
Yeah.
But I've also learned that from the moment that picture was taken, it could be 5 seconds later, I am not going to get younger. And so it's already started, so I'm just like, dang, moment in time. And so I appreciate the fact that we're looking at our tiny phone screens versus 8x10. Like, I paid to have this one printed, but it would break my heart to watch. She know who she is. She raised me. But throwing away both, when you get duplicates, you're pumped, and not liking a picture of the self and tossing it away. Gone forever.
Huh.
And that made me sad, because I'm like, even if you didn't see your jawline in that photo, I saw your eyelashes or that smile that you have, that one lip that curled, And so it's really, I'm like, how selfish. You got to decide that no one gets to love you like that in that shitty kind of picture? Let me love you. But I do think...
Let me love you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's what I really think it comes down to is, are you putting on this persona, face, outfit so other people like you? And do you truly believe in your core that they won't if you don't?
Great questions.
That's what I think. Well,
pause for reaction.
I want to find the line of I think it's really good to put on clothes that make you feel great and walk around the world with the confidence that they give you.
Present yourself as,
And so where does it become problematic is really what I'm trying to figure out here. And I would say when you truly believe if you didn't do it, your relationships would change. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm kind of figuring out right now.
If you came in, and I'm sure there's a million teeny rom-com-esque first love stories about, when you, and we're using appearance obviously because we're talking about vanity, but grunge or your Sunday usuals, your comfies or whatever, and you feel that it feels very gender freaking specific, unfortunately. But I think you hit it on the head with Nikes, that men definitely do that for teenage boys, all that stuff are comparing.
Oh, yeah.
Social comparison, really, really tricky. And
Talk about-
it is a bigger question then of like, if you're like, I'm going to show up me today, you'll know who your people are real quick.
Right.
So whether your measure of vanity, but if it brings you life to glue on eyelashes in the morning and you get these compliments and you're good at your gig and you're feeling connected, by all means, praise. Like if you walk tall, if you are wearing your vanity instead of your vanity wearing you, awesome. Can be sexy as hell.
Agreed. I also, last weekend was one of the most vain events, in my opinion, that happens in the world, and it was Wimbledon. Wimbledon requires you to wear white, and all of the buzz across social media, across the news outlets was who was wearing the most expensive watch. And so Leo DiCaprio's there with his, and Tom Holland had his really rare Rolex and blah, blah,
Once
blah,
again,
blah.
we are not qualified to have this conversation.
Well, I'm just saying, what's the intent behind this? Is it to seem powerful? Is it to seem rich? Is it to
be seen?
To be successful, to be seen? To be seen seems like maybe that's a positive. You want people to notice you. I don't think wanting to be noticed is a bad thing.
Again, external validation. Why are we watching? They have made an entire pregame. I love tennis. We both do. So sorry again if we've offended. Go Wimbledon.
I love Wimbledon. I mean, I'm talking about it.
But if everybody's wearing white, what the hell else are we going to talk about?
Right.
Like their haircuts?
Well, it's just everyone wears these ridiculous things, and like how expensive someone's clothes are. What is the intent? What are you trying to convey? Is, I think, important when we're talking about vanity, on whether we're over the line in a healthy way of caring about and taking pride in how we look.
Is it excessive?
Versus
Where's that
trying to create a perception. You know what I mean? If you're trying to create like...
Because that's achievement status. It's
Right.
appearance all rolled into...
You were talking gender specific, and I just instantly thought about watches. And I was like, a watch is a statement piece for a dude. If you have an expensive ass watch, you're trying to say something with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Limited on accessories of the male persuasion. Yeah, the watch,
Right.
the footwear. Yeah.
Yeah.
This episode of Let's Dig Into That is brought to you by
Glowhole!
the first skincare line designed for spiritually awakened people who still want to look bangable in natural light. At Glowhole, we know you're doing shadow work, but what about your under eye work? Each product is hand blessed by a confused Reiki intern and infused with filtered moon water and your unresolved mother wounds. Try our best-selling serum, Unholy Dew, a blend of glacier melt, regret, and mild denial. Use code VanitySlut for 10% off your first spiritual breakdown in the Whole Foods parking lot. Glowhole.
Glowhole!
Because healing looks better with a filter.
A lot of times when you come out of the bathroom, a place where there's a mirror.
Like a restaurant or a home?
Yeah, like a restaurant,
Okay.
or even at home sometimes.
Okay.
But usually at a restaurant, you'll be like, hey, any schmugs? You'll smile at me and I got anything in my
100%.
teeth? And every single time I'm
That's
like,
accurate.
you were just looking in a mirror.
It is amazing. I wish I had a count on the number of times outside in the hallway of a public restroom that I will get my phone and flip the camera around and just be straight up my nostrils.
Wow.
As opposed to, I don't know, I kind of see where you're going with this. I avoid mirrors, and especially my face. If I'm making sure my shoes work with my ensemble, I will at no point venture my eyes north.
Huh.
And I don't it's a little scary, but
Where
I
does
also
that come from, you
I
think?
tried to do
Tell me
those
more about that.
high five and mirror meditations. Nope, to no avail.
Huh.
And so there are times when I can, I
Is there
definitely,
an-
it's not like it's if I need to put on lip wear, I'm in there to get something out of my eye, like, sure. But my natural involuntary MO is washing my hands, coming out and be like, you know what? Could have stood. I had a carrot juice mustache for like an hour and a half that could have been so swiftly avoided. Yeah, I did.
So when you refuse to look up from your nostrils or your teeth, is there a part of your face that you don't want to see?
I don't even look at my head. I feel like it's just gonna take, what a time suck, because I'll find some like chin hair or my mustache is acted up. I have a deviated septum, so there's this like knot on my nose. I don't have a regimen. I wash my face when I shower, and at night if I have, I like to wear mascara. I'll wear it to the gym. My vanity is all out of whack.
Yeah, I don't think you're a very vain person.
I feel like I'm supposed to care more. I feel like I'm supposed to care more, and I have been gifted and also rewarded myself with so much laser hair removal that I feel like that was a front load into my investment. Like, you're welcome, and I love it. And I did that for me.
So you're not a very vain person, not being able to look in a mirror often. Like, there's some insecurity and some other stuff, but I'm curious, does that promote your authenticity? By when you're not really worried about what you look like from the head up, you're just worried about your outfit. Like, how does that impact who you are?
Huh.
I know that's a big question, but
yeah, I think there is an element of when I leave, when I'm out for the day, like that there is a check-in of, because I am vain. I have scars. I had acne. I have sunspots. There's been a tanning bed in my life for a long time.
Yeah.
I think fat looks better tan. I love being brown. And so I do cover those spots. And I think that doesn't reflect who I am, except for, you can tell she's probably got a little bit of high nerves because she bites her nails and obviously picked at her face. But my self-esteem, if I don't have makeup on, if it's like, oh, just pop down to the lobby to grab a cup of coffee. I am fortunate to not give a hoot about a bra.
See, that's
and I'm
awesome.
pretty flexible on not a matchy match. I don't need to have a buttoned up outfit. But if I feel I am going to burn someone's eyeballs out with my horrorscape.
What?
Morning Goblin. I stole that. But Morning Goblin.
That's crazy because you use
Breathing
makeup.
fire.
You use makeup very minimally, and
thanks.
in all honesty,
I guess.
you're naturally beautiful. Like, it's.
This
would
is
love
not this platform, dude. Like,
well, I'm just saying, like, makeup's a big part of vanity, and like, you don't. Like, in the morning, you are willing to do these things. The question line I'm asking you is trying to get to a bigger concept, because what I really think vanity might come down to is our fear of judgment.
Sure.
But also the things that we feel comfortable judging others on. Does that make sense? Like, if you're in a posse of people who always wears a skirt and is, high fashion, wearing designer stuff, and then you see someone who's in Walmart jeans, your likelihood of looking down on that person is highly escalated, in my opinion. When you carry yourself to a certain level of vanity, I think it makes it so you're more inclined to look down on people who don't.
So you think that's because I'd go straight to culturally, we have put in context where it is somehow we have made this the ideal and this beneath beneath us of a lower caliber, which is horrifying.
Exactly. As we're digging into this, one of the things I'm thinking about is how judgment plays into this.
Because that sucks, because if you go back to the individual and you look at if that self-pride, like if you love putting on, like if you adore putting on makeup, I could see that. Like people,
yes, absolutely.
I consider that an art form.
It's almost like a rite of passage for young girls to like get to the age where I can use makeup, and I don't think that's a negative thing.
It can be a very milestone moment. It can be something that you feel as an outlet and feel different parts of yourself. And so this is so not answering your question, but culturally, we also run the risk of feeling so free to judge from our whatever pedestal.
Right.
Because I feel that if you have invested in vanity for some reason, maybe it's a little bit of #MeToo moment of you have put yourself in a position where you have, without words, by your appearance only made it okay for me to comment.
Ooh.
That I get to
Okay.
speak to you in the way that your appearance, whether that is beneath you or you, I'm going to be very vulgar, but like you dress like a hoe, I'm going to talk to you like one. Like, no, like that is, I say that to JT all the time. And so, outfit number 3. But I think that that's a real risk because I would hate to feel my most pride, my shoulders back, my freaking, I am a leopard in the, jungle like this. And then for someone to be like, damn sexy. And I'd be like, nah, wrong read. Like that might be part of it of what but I feel that there's definitely some work to be done. But yeah, it's a really hard place to be.
Agreed. And in the definition, it talked about your authenticity and how you connect with people. And so my brain went like, how does vanity make it hard to connect with people? And my answer to that is the judgment aspect of it. If you're caught up in your vanity to a point that it makes you feel elevated above others.
Because that's
Think about how you're literally putting yourself on a pedestal and thinking that you're at this level and that people who are not practicing the same level of vanity are on a different level than you, lower, different caste system. That's how I think it creates a disconnect between people of you're so caught up in your vanity, your clothes, your appearance, and your accomplishments.
Where it becomes a danger.
That's where it becomes, like, I'm trying to find that line because I am all for people who love to get dressed up and feel good, especially if it makes you feel good and you're not doing it for the people around you. But when you feel like that elevates who you are and makes you better than others, that's when it becomes really problematic.
Are you like in like a narcissism? And I hate to do this to you, but the word I used was self-worth.
Self-worth.
In lieu of
there you go.
authenticity, and I think that's a same yet a little bit of a nuance.
No, that's a good clarification for sure.
If you are only looking at yourself through the eyes of someone else, what's that crazy line? I am only who I think that you think that I am. Yeah,
exactly.
Whatever. Thank you for hanging with me. But yeah, yes, that self-worth, it seems so fragile, and the insecurity level that my pulse is based on whatever's about to come out of your gaze or your commentary for that external validation.
Exactly. And when I look out in the world, I know that we all walk around as these little insecure blobs of people. When I see someone who is truly authentically themselves, and you can tell that person gives 2 shits about what the world sees him as or sees her as, it is inspiring. That makes me feel good when I'm like, that person is so authentically themselves, regardless of the perception. I look at them and I go, that's one of the happiest people on the planet. You know what I mean? I go, that person isn't influenced by all these external things to the point where it changes who they are. And that's so hard to do. I'm definitely not capable of that.
You're beating up a little bit, choking a sweat.
Yeah.
But you think that, and I'm with you on recognizing that confidence. Somebody that has a healthy value of self takes that pride in how they present, whether it is out of the societal norm, whether it is colorful, loud, platformed, carries a Bluetooth speaker,
right?
That you feel in. How do you validate? Is there a secret head nod for you folks that are vain but not vain, not on the pedestal but see the pedestal humpers? And how do you head nod that creature and say, I see you and I'm taking it the right way? How do we properly?
It doesn't matter. They don't need the praise. Thinking it to yourself is
so they're
enough.
not vain at all.
Right.
So it's a moot point.
Like there's people in our town that I just go, wow, that person is so just themselves, and they could care they give 2 shits about what everyone else in town thinks about who they are. You don't need to head nod them. They're there.
Yeah, they wouldn't see you.
And they're inspiring to me. Like when I go through and I just see someone who doesn't change who they are, what they wear in particular situations, but meets the standards of like looking nice. I'm just like, that person has it. They've figured it out on how not to be caught up in this wheel. And there's a psychological aspect to it. There's a social aspect to it. And there's a cultural aspect to why we practice vanity. And those who are not caught up into it, I find are inspiring and generally, this is a huge generalization and just my perspective, the happiest.
Well, hey.
Yeah.
All right. L'chaim, I wish you well on your journey. I think it's why you're such a sports fan, because you're like, oh, they've already got outfits. I just got to wear these colors or this name, and
Yeah.
I can go to these places and connect.
Exactly. Things got hard when sports teams stopped providing me all my clothes.
And so that is where the line, I think we've discovered it perhaps, is when whatever behaviors, whatever sort of self-reflection, pride, worth you're taking in, how you prep to go out in the world, the difference, the risk, the danger, vanity line is what the motivation is. Like how the response to that. Is it at all dependent on? Is it just reinforced like a little pat on the back, or is it I will be in the pit of despair? Like,
Right.
is it just solely, is external validation the definition of vanity? Because if nothing happens, if you go into the bubble
Yeah.
and nobody says a word, do you still feel like the 10 you were
Absolutely.
walking out?
And it's so tricky. If you can have that own sort of security in yourself and comfort in who you are, I think that vanity kind of goes out the window. You can still have an idea of how we think of vanity, the Vanity Fair aspect. Like if you are putting on an outfit or talking about your accomplishments because it fills you up and not trying to sway the perception of those around you, it's a completely different thing, and it's powerful, and it's probably not fitting the definition of vanity. But when you are legitimately behaving, dressing, and talking in a certain way to be accepted, that's when we're getting into a problematic situation, because you are trying to fit a mold.
Performer.
You are
Yeah.
trying to fit a mold as opposed to being who you are.
I don't think I can be who I am if all I'm thinking about is my cellulite.
Okay.
That it is, I don't know. Yeah, I know I've said right here that it's like, who taught me that damn word? And again, I am now, blessed be, somehow on the give less hoots in that 40 decade of like, oh yeah, when they said it, there's nothing you can do. But I have paid for lasers, for rubs, for rollers, for scrubs, for massage, for needles, for endless. And it makes me feel so insecure. It makes me feel like I am unhealthy. I don't take care of which, you know what? I had a Pop-Tart in the past 24 hours. Judge away. But like, what? But it makes me feel so icky to myself, that I can, none of it matters. The achievements, the accomplishments. I didn't wear shorts for more than a decade.
Oh my gosh.
Every swimsuit had a skirt with it. And guess what? Didn't cover all the stuff. And I still have it. And I'm in good physical shape at the moment. Yay. And like, but no, not like winning any races. We were 3 minutes into a hike and I was like, I'm embarrassed with myself. But like, and I just feel that is, I don't know, but that feels so personal still. And how many people come up to me and say, hey, I see your cellulite. Or you should cover that up. That was one asshole or a small posse or some magazine that I have internalized.
Gotcha.
And
so it's still external, right? The negative.
No one external is saying anything. I will put on a pair and be like, not a chance in hell I would ever wear these in public.
But has it happened where someone made a comment?
Oh yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying. Is it still?
But they don't have to. Like
if that had never happened, would you still feel this way? Is my question.
Yes, because it is culturally plastered.
Gotcha.
And I think women can empathize if cellulite's not burning and making you tear up right now as you're listening, then it is that fupa, the lower tummy, the from the inner thigh biscuits, the jiggle jangle under the arms. Like, okay, when did clapping your hands become like gale force wind creator? Like I'm creating a draft with my flobby dobs.
But we all have things like that. Like, why are we so inclined to...
We're here to shake the shame, JT. How do I do it?
That's what I'm saying is we all have these issues. Like, I don't know any women who don't have cellulite. It's just ridiculous.
2 years I've been saying nice stuff to myself every day, at least one comment. And I don't know if I did it twice in the 20 years prior to that. Or occasionally I'd be like, all right, girl, you still got it.
Yeah.
But making a point to like your hairy big toe is so rewarding.
I get it. But there's so much external connection with these kind of things. And like, how do we shake the shame? I'm still caught on this judgment aspect of it. Like if you saw someone brave enough to wear shorts and still had cellulite and you compliment them on something else, obviously not you're gonna
I love that color on you.
exactly. And you stop being judgmental of it on other people, I think you'll stop being judgmental of it on yourself.
100%. Mad props to us because you and I are good. If you can tell somebody's having a mini, when you know an itty bitty comment could go a long way.
yeah.
If somebody walks with a physical ailment, for example, and has a unique gait and they're coming down the sidewalk and they have made a point to have the coolest socks or
Right.
pride of their
Badass
sneakers,
sneakers,
mask, it is absolutely coming out of one of our mouths. And I don't know if that's anything we've ever discussed, but being like, oh, you see me and it's not about. Granted, we are focused on a foot zone, but if their hat is rocking, that there is something that I personally feel it on my side when it's like, oh my gosh, these shorts are too short. It's showing the back of my thighs. I'm so mortified. And somebody's like, oh my God, you have such a pretty color of eyes. I'm like, yes, still allowed to be here, still allowed to exist. And so I think there is power from my own personal on the receiving end of, yeah,
Well,
you get a stain on your shirt that can used to ruin my, like you got mustard.
I don't wear white.
And we don't own anything white.
I really
It is.
I really think that it's important to think about, like, what are we judging?
What insecurity do you work the hardest to hide? I've been honest about mine.
What insecurity I work the hardest to hide? My gut. I think that's pretty typical of guys, but like I'm a stereotypical man where I carry weight in my belly. And so I really struggle with like shirts. You'll always see me tugging on the bottom of my shirt, trying to kind of get it off of like, I have this always in my brain. I'm worried, is my shirt highlighting my little gut? Is it pushed against me so you can see my little pooch belly? I worry about that all day, every day.
And again, apparently my opinion matters. I'd hit it. Like I find you so, and it's just like never once have I been like, oh no, he might have outgrown that shirt. Has literally never happened since I've known you.
Yeah,
unless it intentionally was.
When I look down, I want to be able to see a flat to my belt line. And when I see a little mound and then I see that my shirt's pushed against it and everyone's looking at this little mound, it makes me self-conscious, makes me insecure. But what I'm saying is I notice other men like that.
Oh,
and
we're all human.
if I stopped judging the people, I'm like, oh man, he really needs to get a bigger shirt. Like, I think it would be better for me. Like, I think a lot of this comes from our own judgments that we put ourselves on these pedestals and then look down on others. And if we could stop that process, I think that's one of the ways we shake the shame around vanity.
I agree. And I loved, I colluded to make sure that you came to that epiph all on your own. But would you be willing to take on the challenge of, we have now established, we can see you profile, jawline, flex, sucking in that tummy a little bit, seeing how it fits, feeling it a little bit. Would you, when you notice, because you're now going to not think about this moment for the next week or so, could you say one nice thing?
About myself?
In that moment, would you be willing to, you don't have to tell me about it, but you're welcome to, but in that, when you are, even if you're like, oh yeah, I am puffy, and that chicken lo mein, what are you going to do? And it's not your best day. Doesn't have to be physical.
I don't know. That's a really good question.
Wow.
Because the shame that I carry, the body weight stuff I have from my history and growing up, like it really impacts me, my gut. And for instance, like I work from home now, so I do 1 million Teams and Zoom meetings. And I make sure the camera only sees from the chest up because I do like my shoulders and my chest. And so I think on Zoom, I look really good. And then I'm insecure when I meet people in person because they haven't seen from my chest down and they don't know that I've got this belly. And it makes me insecure. Isn't that crazy?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have paused more there. Oh, baby. No, that's crazy. But yes, because again, like it would be surprise. He has 6 legs, like an octopus. Like no, you
that is
are
how it works in my mind. Is like, oh, they're
so
finally
body
gonna...
dysmorphia. Next topic. That's deep. But no, I appreciate you being brave enough to share, and all the more encouragement to try the one compliment
Yeah.
because that's, I think, as a professional, you know that would help.
Yeah. Oh, I know it all. And that's sort of what I'm saying in all this stuff.
I know it all. I heard it.
Well, I
I've
don't
seen
mean
it.
it like that.
I know.
But
That's
I
funny.
do know.
I know enough.
I think that's one of the biggest struggles that we deal with is sometimes we do know the right answers, but that doesn't make it easier to
don't
do
execute.
the right thing. And so that's really challenging. But I just want to go back to the judgment thing. And I know I've pounded it home, but like if you wear Versace every day, it doesn't make you better than me.
That's so interesting. And I'm thinking, go for it. Like I am fascinated by
If you wear
this
Versace every
conversation
day because
is
it makes
not
you
over.
feel good, I'm proud of you.
But
if you decide to
Yeah.
look at me on a different level because I'm not wearing the same things as you, that's what I think is harmful to the
I'm
world.
gonna rock the boat, but this very much this sounds like a you problem, man.
What?
Yeah. Don't you think? Because I'm like, they are not thinking about us. I forgot to remind us of that at the beginning. That we're all in our own little beautiful self-involved orbit, right?
That's right. It's a big part of actually, if you were to just Google, how does vanity happen? One of the first things that comes up is egocentrism.
Yeah. Because it sounds like you have the ego that says that guy is thinking about me enough and putting me down. And that dude's doing like, do I get panini or like cold?
I don't know.
Panini?
Do you think you can own a Lamborghini and not be vain?
And now it's time for Yeditations, the thoughts in our brains keeping us from meditating.
I want to go for it. You want to meditate with me? Let's
All
try
right,
to...
let's do it.
Okay.
I'm game.
So we'll try okay, I'm just going to zone. I'm pretty sure this is where they do a breath in and welcome to your guided meditation. Let's begin by taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the slightly flared nostrils you inherited from your father. Feel your body, feel your thighs gently spreading out like a hopeful biscuit. Notice the cellulite. It's not a flaw, it's topography, a landscape of lived experience. Your stretch marks are not shameful. They're lightning bolts, proof that your skin has survived expansion and collapse, just like your dating life in 2009. Send gratitude to your body hair, the mysterious chin whisker, the rogue nipple curl. They are nature's way of saying, you're still alive, bitch. Now repeat after me. I am not broken.
I am not broken.
I am just
high
high maintenance and a little overexposed.
maintenance and a little overexposed.
I release the need to be perfect.
I release the need to be perfect.
I reclaim the right to look hot and still feel dead inside.
I'm not saying that.
You are worthy.
I'm worthy.
You are radiant.
I'm radiant.
Now go put on sweatpants, pluck one thing, and drink some herbal tea you bought because the box had a moon on it. Namaste, soda.
Namaste here.
This has been Yeditations.
Do you think you can own
Yeah,
a
I do.
Rolex and not be vain?
I could see, I personally, my opinion is absolutely.
Okay.
Like, but I do think it's what it's motivated by. I think there's a lot of, we're all lying to ourselves on, but like, yes, you have an absolute platform and argument there for sure. But like, would it make me feel great if I could buy my mom a baseball team? Is that vain of me? That would fill my, like, what a random thought, but
if
she
I'm
would
looking-
dig that.
Exactly. But if I'm looking at two men with cool cars and one of them is a beat down 55 Chevy Bel Air that guy just loves. It's his dream car, this old classic car, versus the dude in the Lamborghini. Which one do I think is more authentic and more connected with themselves? Like, one guy has a cool classic car that makes him feel good. One guy has a car that is meant to be showy. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think of when I think of vanity is, are you doing it for yourself or are you doing it for others?
Yeah. It's so, and much like me looking in the mirror and I'm like, I would absolutely be down that sidewalk, never noticing any of that.
Okay.
That those two, like, it is amazing. I am in my own little orbit there that I would never, yeah. Are those two going to Are they gonna have a conversation? Are they buds? Are
Right.
they not buds? Huh. I have so many more questions, but we have to wrap this up.
We do have to wrap this up. This has been such an amazing conversation, baby. I learned a ton. I hope you did.
I'm gonna sing Carly Simon to you all night. This was great.
This was awesome.
Okay, Judgy Wudgy was a bear. Let's not do it. We're gonna be nice.
That's
We're gonna
right.
be kind. And be curious.
And love yourself. If you want to
Dare
put on,
ya. I
if
dare
you
ya.
want to put on something awesome that makes you feel good, make sure it makes you feel good.
Ooh, I
Period.
love Alana Mayer, rugby,
Oh, yeah.
badass, Olympic gold medalist, right?
Pink
Are they gold,
lipstick?
right? Red. I believe
Red,
it's red.
okay.
But yeah, that's not vain. That is
Yeah.
owning it.
Absolutely.
Okay. To being brave and badass.
Absolutely. I'm JT, everybody.
And I'm Jordan. Until next time.
Be brave, beautiful friends.
If you enjoyed this conversation, it would mean the world to us if you had a second to share this episode or your favorite episode. If you haven't already, please subscribe or follow on the homepage at letsdigintothat.com or wherever you find your podcast. Thank you, Love Ninjas.
The impact of your support is greater than you could ever imagine. Thank you, thank you, thank you.